at home against the Indiana Pacers. Jaylen Brown is with the Indiana Pacers. And let's see how this game ends today.
Happy Monday, everyone. This evening, we bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. With Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. So a look at the starters for the Pacers. Nesmith and Siakam are the forwards. Jaylen Brown is out there with Halliburton, and it's Zubac in at the center position. And for Milwaukee, inside they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Kevin Porter, and it's Jang in at the 3, the small forward. It's game 1 for both teams, Clark. Preseason is over, and this new season is underway.
Yeah, and you can kind of feel that both teams, BA, are a little bit anxious and nervous, but an exciting kind of nervousness. So let the season begin. I'm glad we're starting.
And Indiana starts out with the ball. Halliburton against Porter. Pass to Brown. Halliburton outside. There's the 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
A true marksman from behind the arc. Halliburton has that light always on green.
Now Antetokounmpo. Turner, a screen on Siakam. Rollins passes to Antetokounmpo. Out of bounds. It'll be Pacers ball. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers. The first thing coach brought up, how to deal with Tyrese Halliburton. He said to me, Tyrese is who makes their offense tick. He doesn't just run the show, he is the show. With Hallie, you have to make him uncomfortable. You have to switch up the coverages. It's never easy facing off with Tyrese Halliburton. Guys, back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Now here's Halliburton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Buries it down low. Halliburton's got his second bucket of the night.
Skill and agility and tight handles. That's how Halliburton outsmarts the defense with his ball handling.
And we know how loyal Giannis is to Milwaukee, but trade rumors continue.
Yeah, it's just the reality when you have a superstar player, but not much of a title shot. The sense is Giannis deserves to make another run at it somewhere.
One of his specialties on display there, a nifty lead pass.
Halliburton looking for an opening. Kick out to Brown. Back to Halliburton. And here's Siakam for 3. He can't get down the fall. Great D that time from Antetokounmpo. Left side Porter. And then Porter with the jump. With his vert.
Porter Jr. has no issue getting to the rim.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Zubac with a screen on Porter. Down low. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
Well, I tell you what, the big guy knows how to do that. Throw it down.
Pass to Rollins. Here's Turner. And here's Porter. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. Halliburton with the ball. Turner covering. Nesmith passes to Brown. Now here's Siakam. He's guarded by Porter. Siakam draws the double. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer, Halliburton. It's Milwaukee with a rebound.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Turner, a screen on Zubac. Here's Antetokounmpo. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Look, we know Giannis can get it done inside. Defense will have to try much harder to stop him in there.
Halliburton, the pass to Brown. The shake. Giannis with the rebound. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. They trail by 1. Sends it home from three-point land.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Toppin, he's checked in for Indiana. Nembhard comes in for Neesmith. And checking the 2K leaderboard. These teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Bucks, #1.
And looking at last season, the thing that jumps out at you is their three-point percentage. Best in the league in that category, which is great to see considering how valued the three ball is nowadays in our game.
Now here's Toppin. Some nice passing by Indiana here. For three. Brown can't hit. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Jang gets the bucket.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Pass to Zubac. Back to Halliburton. They need this. Porter pulls it in.
He took it up strong, but the defense was ready for it.
Now Turner. Over to the wing. Fades back. And it's on Antetokounmpo with the miss. Pacers trail by 5. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Brown has a nice shot repertoire. Clearly, the mid-range doesn't give him much trouble.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Over Toppin. Antetokounmpo can't connect. The Pacers have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Zubac with a screen on Porter. Here's Halliburton. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside Porter. Into the lane. It's stolen by Halliburton. 29 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Toppin. Nembhard for 3. Giannis with the rebound. Milwaukee leading by 3. Outside Porter. And he lobs it up to the rim. Oh, Giannis dunks it home.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a 10-point pass.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The Bucks on top, leading by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, what stands out to you from Milwaukee in this one?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
On the court for the Pacers, second quarter underway. McConnell and Nembhard are in the backcourt. Obi Toppin out there with Walker, and it's Siakam in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's Toppin from the arc. Rebounded by the Bucks. And Grant, while most didn't expect it, last season the Pacers made the second NBA Finals appearance in their franchise's history.
Yeah, BA, there's so much belief right now in that locker room. They never feel like they're out of a game, and that makes them dangerous.
McConnell passes to Walker. Nance against Toppin to the right side. 6 on the shot clock. Siakam, no good.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim, just couldn't capitalize.
Here's Kuzma, and it's Kuzma finishing it off.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. The Pacers are all about winning. And Coach Rick Carlisle said, our young players are having to earn their way. They're not being given anything. It's the only way to do things, in my opinion. If you want to build championship habits, you got to do it on a merit-based, accountability type of basis. Brian?
Okay, Allie, thanks for the report. And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And the Bucks with some changes. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Nance. Jang comes in for Kuzma, and it's Rollins in for Trent. And the Pacers also making a change. Neesmith's checked in. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Out to the right wing. Siakam against Portis. 6 to shoot. Portis with a screen on Toppin. Spins. Here's Antetokounmpo. Converts after the nice spin. Antetokounmpo has got 6 points.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
From 12 feet. Jump shot is good.
He's one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense.
Here's Rollins. No points so far. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Too much, Giannis.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area. And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Up top, Toppin. It's a nice passing by Indiana here. Here's the pick. There's Neesmith with the 3. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3. Well, few descriptions more glowing than saying a player is clutch. What, in your opinion, Grant, enables a player to be that way?
You know, B.A., it's about confidence and command. When you're able to process and execute under the pressure, both internal and external, that's when you have a chance to be clutch.
Turner, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Then for Indiana, Walker, he's checked in for Toppin. Brown comes in for Nembhard. And Halliburton is subbed in for McConnell.
3 shots. 3 shots.
And he hits the first of 3. Well, Grant, you got to give the Bucks credit. 9 straight postseason appearances, the longest running streak in the league.
Yeah, but 3 straight first-round exits. I mean, you could tell the boat's taking on water, and tough decisions are required.
And he's good on the second. And last season, the Pacers started the playoffs with home court advantage for the first time in over a decade, Grant.
Yeah, the 4th seed in the East, BA. And with a blend of youth and experience on the roster, this is a team built to win now and into the future.
And he makes all 3. The 2025 playoffs had some incredible comebacks, Clark. Indiana had some all-timers.
Yeah, it was absolutely unreal. The excitement, the drama, the close finishes. I mean, unbelievable. How about these wins for the Pacers? Down by 7 with less than 40 seconds against the Bucks. Got it done. Also trailed by 7 with under a minute versus the Cavs. Won that one. And losing by 9 in the last minute against the Knicks and came through again with a win. And even in the finals, they made some miraculous comeback wins against OKC. Had at least one miraculous comeback win. So an amazing clutch playoff performance by the Indiana Pacers.
Porter Jr., he's checked in for Green. And the Pacers also making a change. Huff's checked in for Pascal Siakam. Here's Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 12.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from being close.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Back to Halliburton. Takes the 3. He got it. Halliburton nails the 3.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knocks out. But it looks like they're putting it together right now.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
3-pointer, Halliburton. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Looking more confident offensively. I think he's starting to find a groove.
Porter finds Antetokounmpo. Oh, the streak of Giannis.
Boy, somebody lit a fire under this guy. I mean, he's crushing it right now.
Brown passes to Neesmith. And here's Halliburton. He's guarded by Porter. Here's the 3. And another 3 from Halliburton. He's got 14.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Giannis bustling through.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Back to Halliburton. Beyond the arc. Another miss by Halliburton. And so it's Antetokounmpo with it. He brings it up for the Bucks. Over Walker. Outside for Porter. There's a screen by Jang. Porter gets the bucket. And now it's a 9-point Bucks lead.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And the Bucks with possession. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Walker with a steal. Halliburton outside. Pass to Huff. Halliburton outside. And the 3 off target. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been on display for the Milwaukee Bucks. Absolutely carrying the offense. He ends the quarter with 14. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Doc Rivers. And, Coach, you guys came out aggressive in the first half. What stood out to you?
You know, we're getting to the paint and making plays. They're a great team as far as rotation, so we just got to make the right passes.
It all starts with attacking the basket. Thanks, Doc.
Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Greetings, everybody. The stories so far revolving around Giannis, the Greek freak, in fine form tonight.
When I watch Giannis, man, I'm just in awe. He reminds me of our friend over there, Shaq, in a good way.
I'm honored to say thank you, Kenny.
He's dominating the game inside with his size and physicality.
And guys, let's take a moment to recognize the top performer for each squad thus far.
We've been tracking these two all along. The way these guys are leading their teams, impressive.
Yes, the way it's gone, whichever of these two can keep it up in the second half, his team's coming out with the W.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
The Bucks leading by 9. Inside, they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Kevin Porter, and it's Rollins in at the 2. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And it's Antetokounmpo with the miss. And the Pacers shooting 41% in this game. It's a nice passing by Indiana here. Brown, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, Mia. Tyrese Halliburton loves to pass, but he's not chasing assists. He said, quote, I just try to play the right brand of basketball. I like to see the ball moving. I kick it ahead. I'm just playing through the flow of the game. Assists just happen with the way I play. Back over to you.
He spreads it around. Thank you very much for the report, Allie. Brown passes to Halliburton. Clock at 6. Up and over Porter. And he gets the friendly roll as that one goes. Halliburton's got 16 points now.
A terrific effort from Halliburton so far offensively. He's not holding anything back on that end of the floor.
Pass to Porter. And there's the lob. Whoa! Antetokounmpo
about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
Halliburton on the wing. He's guarded by Porter. And Kevin Porter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Two minutes into the second half of play now. Outside, Brown. Back to Siakam. Pass to Halliburton. 6 on the shot clock. Tyrese playing big in the painted area.
They've come out hot this second half, hitting 3 of their first 4 shots.
Zubac with the steal. Halliburton with the ball. Now Porter defending. The 3 is up. Again, Halliburton missing.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Antetokounmpo.
When it comes to stuffing the stat sheet, Antetokounmpo does it very well in just about every category. But his greatest strength is he's a dominant scorer.
Halliburton finds Siakam. Halliburton outside. Up and over Porter. Offensive rebound. There's Nesmith with the 3. The shot off that time. Milwaukee leading by 9. And then Porter with the dunk.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Even when Brown's shooting quickly, he's not rushing. He takes his time with his release.
You know, Clark, last season saw the passing of Junior Bridgman, who played 10 seasons with the Bucks and whose jersey hangs in their rafters.
Yeah, he was a consistent, reliable scorer and just a quality teammate as well. But his legacy extends far beyond what he did in his 10-year career, which was quite impressive. His legacy as a businessman, philanthropist, community leader was in many ways unparalleled. Just a terrific guy and a great loss to Louisville, to the basketball family, but also to humanity. He was a shining star in all that he did for others.
Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Rollins passes to Portis. And the 17-footer goes down. Portis has gotten his first basket of the night.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
Portis' shot is off. Pacers trail by 8. Siakam, the pass to Halliburton. It's a nice passing by Indiana here. Another 3 for Indiana.
This has been a running theme for him. Hit a number of 3s in the first half. Now nails another.
Halliburton with a steal. Nembhard outside. Back to Halliburton. He shoots. It's hauled in by Rollins.
Letting him have that from mid-range. Defense dodged the bullet there.
And the powerful one-handed slam.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
5 to shoot. Here's Brown. Jaylen Brown gets it to fall.
Working to get the high percentage bucket. Nicely done that time by Brown.
Portis outside. Back to Porter. And then Porter with the dunk.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Halliburton against Porter. Look at Halliburton converting through contact.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Fires away from way outside. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third. Both teams putting up some points. Milwaukee out in front. They lead by 5. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter started. Rick Carlisle had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, it's all about physical. It's all about physical. Make sure we're running back. Touch somebody.
Pleading for his team to be more physical and aggressive.
Yeah, something we hear often from Coach Carlisle, urging his team to play tough out there.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. We've got Obi Toppin. Andrew Nembhard is out there with Jaylen Brown. Then there's Walker, and it's Nesmith in at the small forward position. Nembhard, good.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Here's Portis. Walker pulls down the board. Indiana trailing here. Brown inside, guarded by Trent. Nembhard to pass to Nesmith. Now here's Brown. No good. That would have tied it.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush.
Well, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Nembhard outside. Over Green. The shot by Nembhard, no good.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
The kick out to Kuzma. Good. And Antetokounmpo gets the assist. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 5 here tonight. Pacers trail by 7. Nembhard outside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
I love whenever Nembhard goes into attack mode, slicing to the rim assertively there.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. So Milwaukee going with almost an entirely new group here. Turner, he's checked in for Portis. Jang comes in for Kuzma. Rollins, he's checked in for Trent. And it's Porter Jr. in for Green. Then for Indiana, Ivica Zubac's checked in for Toppin. Siakam comes in for Walker. And Tyrese Halliburton subbed in for Jaylen Brown. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, we're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall. Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
Allie, thank you. Halliburton finds Siakam. Zubac screen. Oh, Siakam gets up for the jam.
A bigger guy who moves really well and can make plays, part of what makes Siakam so dangerous on offense.
Back to Antetokounmpo. To the paint. Here's Turner, and it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
I mean, they've played some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
And they've also been ferocious inside, really taking advantage in the painted area and making good on those chances.
You get the sense Giannis Antetokounmpo is hungry to get another title, Clark.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he's definitely in the prime of his career and would like to add another Larry O'Brien trophy to his collection. He is getting older, but again, I think he's still in his prime, and he knows that while time is short, another championship could set him apart from a lot of the greats.
Oh, nice setup for the slam.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, offensively. Defensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Siakam fires. 3 balls. Spicy P.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Antetokounmpo! Oh, he missed the jumper. Pacers trail by 7. Now Halliburton. Siakam left side. Now Halliburton. The triple drop.
What a big-time play by Tyrese Halliburton. Simply putting his team on his back.
Here's Jennings. Neesmith covering. And here's Turner. 6 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Siakam there for the rebound. The Pacers have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Here's Halliburton. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter here. Misses the three.
Really hard to stay competitive when you're taking low percentage shots.
Now Turner. Yes, sir! Count it!
Proving he has the clutch DNA. Love seeing Turner up his game during these big possessions.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Here's Brown. Brown draws the double. Now Halliburton. 40 seconds left in the game. Oh, money!
Halliburton very much Mr. Clutch. No moment too big for him.
And so they foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And it's Porter with the ball for Milwaukee. Now Antetokounmpo. And now we've got an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
Take a break. Take a break.
Two shot. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He drops the first one, and that puts him up 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Talk about much in the clutch. Big trip to the line there.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Porter against Halliburton. Outside Siakam. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown. Nope. And he commits the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the Bucks, Kevin Porter Jr. taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws good, and it's an 8-point ball game. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're losing by 8. Guys, what do you think?
And
time's running short. They just couldn't get over that hump.
You know, maybe working on their 60-second drill, even if it doesn't pay off tonight, maybe for the future.
And that's an intentional foul.
And I'll tell you what, this game is in the books. Not quite sure why they're delaying the inevitable by fouling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is over, and they're the only ones who don't realize that.
He doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he does get the second one. And that'll put him up by 9.
He did enough to put this one away. Just a hard-fought battle.
So Milwaukee wins it. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce, who is now with our player of the game.
Giannis, when your group is sharing the ball like this, how dangerous can this team be?
We can be really dangerous. You know, everybody can make shots. Everybody on the floor, the basketball players, and the most important, we're having fun.
Winning's a lot easier when the shots are going in, that's for sure. Thanks so much.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Thank you for stopping by, and we'll be back tomorrow.